Happy Friday, everyone.
Blood made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I thinking I can feel like this, make me feel like this.
Yes, UGIF.
We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I'm thinking I can feel like this, make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause I'd start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like a fluke. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. 'Cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. I'm on my last straw, I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is Friday the 13th. Ah, Friday the 13th, 2024. It is 7:41 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Good to see you all. Really do appreciate you all joining me. We did a live earlier, really sad live, very sad live on Elijah Vu, who they have confirmed that it was Elijah. Going to look at the silver lining and say that he has been recovered, and that's better than not knowing, right? For everyone and especially his family. But it is Friday the 13th. I just realized that I knew it was Friday, but I didn't realize it was Friday the 13th. Anywho, talking about Sebastian Rogers' case. Sebastian has been missing since he's 15 years old. He has been missing since February 26th, 2024. He has a chromosome deletion and suffers with autism. I don't think if he suffers with autism, he has autism rather. Pardon me with that. My apologies. They have done a 5-mile radius search extensively and still nothing to this day. Um, I was planning a certain live tonight, but and we may get to it, we may not. I don't know. It just depends on the time. But if not, we'll do it tomorrow about Elijah. Thank you guys. You guys are very, very sweet. Thank you, sweet Jilly, for 2 continuous months. Really do appreciate you. Can't do it without you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jilly. We have the best people here. We really do. And thank you for being part of it. Really do appreciate it. Oh, really, Beth Ann? Bless him, honey. And while I was in, you know, the school pickup line today, I was listening, and I always enjoy Jennifer Coffindaffer's commentary. Bear with. For those of you that don't know who Jennifer Coffindaffer is, she has a career with the FBI for over 28 years and included extensive investigations and operational leadership and training. She's got a Title III in electronic surveillance and counterintelligence investigation. She specialized in gang narcotics and organized crime. She's participated in high profile arrests across the board. Just to share new info with us. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Yep, we'll talk about that as well. Don't you worry, my dear. Sweet tea and sunflowers. I like that. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I have another channel. It's called Hey Sweetie because, I'm Southern and we call everyone sweetie. So, sweet tea. Get it? Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Really do appreciate your support. And I want you guys to watch Jennifer Coffindaffer's channel very closely. Monday, I think Monday, and I just dropped the link in the chat for mods. She's going to be releasing some stuff, and we'll go over that shortly. I can't wait. Cannot wait for this. And we're going to review some of it today. Make sure you're subscribed to Jennifer Coffindaffer as well. Link is in the description for replay. So make sure you join her channel there if you can. You just sub to her. Great. Thank you, Yaya. Appreciate you. I love to hear, the FBI is on this case right now, right? And there is no one that, she's not working this case. Let's make that very clear. But there is no one that knows the FBI like someone who's been in the FBI, right? And she gives a brilliant understanding to this case. I might and see if she wants to come on sometimes. If she would do that, that would be great. R. Taylor, thank you. Pearl necklaces. She's fascinating. Yeah. 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 Pretty Petty. Definitely do that. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, please give our sweet R. Taylor a big thank you. But first, let's get on the train. Beep, beep, mother chickens.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
The lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Thank you so much, R. Taylor, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. If you received one of those, give our girl, R. Taylor, a big thank you. That is so very sweet, my dear. For the 5 that just received those, your applications have been approved. Congratulations. Make sure you join our members only that we will be doing this weekend as well. Got a lot of content coming up this weekend, so stick around. All right. Let's get on it, shall we? This is the lovely Jennifer Coffindaffer. And I want to go over some of this because it's so good. I did go over even her last one because I have so much commentary on it. And this is one. There's a lot of frustration. I don't care where you are, where you stand in this case, there is frustration, right? Lots of frustration. And I believe there is for, oh, good, Jilly, good. There is for Jennifer as well. I don't know if I see you is in here yet. We are going to be dropping Sebastian's link for his flyers. Okay. Do a huge favor, please. I ask that every single one of you click that link and share Sebastian's flyer. There's guidance. There's the FBI right there. Please, if you will share that, it is time for the waves to crash up on this shore. It is time to find Sebastian. This has been long enough. Long enough. It is time. No, I didn't, Jenny. What did she say? What'd she say? Tell me. Eileen, yeah, she is one of the best. Yeah. Please, I beg you, wherever you have social media, please share that. Beg you. We need so many people to see this, right? It is time that not only the people on YouTube, right, and the people on TikTok, but it is time you guys have that power. Every single one of you. And I am begging you to share that because it is clear that we Seth, obviously, is the only parent that I see with my 2 eyes that is doing things publicly in order to get his son's name out. It's just, we got the power. I would beg the Proudfoots to please don't worry about YouTube. Don't worry about TikTok. Do the news interviews for Sebastian. For Sebastian. Don't worry about any of us here. Okay? I know why some parents don't come back, because of all the crap that people create. I get it. But do the interviews with the news, the newspapers, anyone that you can do it with, Court TV, Fox News, on and on and on. Please. Rather than putting all of this energy trying to, it feels like they're trying to quiet people. And that's the question here. Why? They're the ones that said, people may not agree with us, but the last thing we want is his name to go to the bottom of a feed in the beginning. Right? So, without further ado, let's get started on this. Credit goes to Jennifer Coffindaffer. Link is in the description. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. She did just chef's kiss on this.
Soap opera like material that we're briefly going to touch on. We're going to be discussing 4 cases today. This is also the type of channel I love to get everybody's take. I read virtually every led to a lot of
bear with me a second while I
unusual conduct, eating papers. He lost significant weight. The photos. He ended up being charged and sexual motivated crime. Has said only evidence.
I don't know where it started because I was driving today listening to
no evidence showing that Ron Logan. I just want justice for Abby and Libby. Several anonymous tips about online threats to commit a school shooting. So now it's very important. It's important to me because I got guns now in the press. And when you get into that academy, it's about 20 weeks long. They never went through the process. And if they did, they didn't make it. We're taught it for whatever action is deemed appropriate. Why? Yes, it's a federal violation to make a terroristic thing. They needed to locate the subject.
Bear with me, guys.
Oh, yeah, just let me get changed, Yeah, I believe I was trying to look at what was in his hand. It looked like it'll at least help by taking some of these measures. So they messed up then because we know those threats were out there. And pictures of guns on the probable cause based on the facts given to me by the FBI. It's that simple. Those 4 people shouldn't be dead. They don't -11-37. Anyway, should have been dead. All right, I'm going to move on because we still have 2 more subjects to do. And I want to get through these. I want to get through or want to talk a little bit about, and one moment, this is a review. I want to talk about the manhunt for
just bear with me.
Needle to come back. He's going to have to face these charges, and they're going to one. Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old, went missing, Tennessee, to bed one night, with his only his mother in
Thank
the
you. I love it
house.
ripping. Sorry.
She hears a thud somewhere between 10:30, 11ish at night, and never goes and checks on him. Kind of, be quiet in there, get to bed, and the next morning at 6, he's not there. For those of you who have never heard of Sebastian Rogers, that in a thumbnail is where that case. Where we're at is the case, to me, is starting to grow cold. It's been over 6 months.
Thank you.
We saw this happen, and I'm seeing these little green hearts. I don't know who is doing that, but thank you. Yes, Sebastian Rogers. All of us, our heart goes out to this kid. He's autistic. For those of you who've seen pictures of him, like this great smile. The situation with his family, his parents are divorced. They don't get along. It's just been a hot mess of drama from the beginning. Anybody who gets involved in this case is drugged through the mud. Like the father's drugged through the mud, of course. The Proudfoots are drugged through the mud. Anybody trying to help. Chloe was this investigator out there. She was drugged through the mud. The Cajun army was drugged through the mud, whether they were legitimate or not legitimate. The Uvalde, which I know was legitimate, went out there, and they were drugged through the mud. Now, which I wanted to bring them on, Nick the Hat,
Now, let's talk about this. I'm going to read you some things here in a little bit. But we've got to remember, since the beginning, legit searching teams, Uvalde, all of that, I have their letter that they wrote whenever they said they were done with searching for Sebastian because of the threats. Who threatens someone looking for a missing child? People following a feeling of uncomfortableness. Who does this? Who in their right mind? JLR has been followed, right? Dolly, Terry Lynn, the Uvalde team, the United Cajun Navy. Most people are begging to have their child, anyone search. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Yeah. Betty, yes. As well, yes. Absolutely. Why? Why? It can only mean one thing if you ask me.
I knew from the Cavalcante case and another fugitive case who does a good job. He goes on scene and you can hear, he puts out the police radar. I would listen to that at night.
Yes. Where was that comment? Charlie, Mark Divers, CJ.
He and T-Rev, another account. They're very good fugitive chasers. I mean, at least I think they spend the money on getting, scanners so that we can hear the police radar. I mean, we all knew in our community and on Twitter when Cavalcante was caught before he was caught, hours before mainstream media broke.
Not only that, I mean, even what's the Proudfoot's neighbor, Bobby? You know, she's like people's been, like in the yard with goggles. The hell's going on here, right? Robin, thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate you. Precious child gone too soon. Please have it. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you, love. Thank you so very much, my friend. I certainly will. Gonna get them something nice.
We knew. So it's great because these people spend their time, spend their money, spend their passion on.
These people don't charge. Guys, these people don't charge anything, right? It's not like they're charging. These people leave their lives to go out and search. And through very dangerous conditions, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Leslie, thank you so very much, my friend. Really do appreciate you. Oops, maybe. There we go. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. There we go. The city's beautiful. Thank you so very much, my friend. Little towns like that are so, yeah. Close knit, absolutely.
Doing these sorts of cases,
Just
right?
wait for what
They are what I call true, YouTubers. I'm not really a YouTuber. I guess I am. I have a YouTube account. I have a podcast account. But this is not my life. I'm employed by another company. I have, my media employment. I run training for self-defense and firearms, long and short guns. This I do for advocacy. This I do for education, hopefully.
Oh, absolutely.
This I do because my counterparts who train me.
Yeah. And Callie, listen, that if like there's anything like threats, money, or all of that stuff, I mean, sometimes the threats get taken beforehand, but a lot of the other stuff is after this is done, right? They'll take care of a lot of that stuff after, if it's done, if it reaches to, a criminal level. EquiSearch has been there in search for Sebastian, absolutely.
And I've shared this before, they're dying. Like they're dying on the vine. And that's when I first started interviewing them, people who have mentored and trained me, because they have so much to give to the true crime community. It's so insane that I watch who is running true crime podcasts and things, and most of them, or at least a huge majority, are criminals.
Can we get a high five for that? She is absolutely right. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is the absolute truth, if I ever heard it. She is so right. There is so many. And there's nothing wrong with, like, rehabilitating, right? And doing better or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but some of them, I mean, they are just criminal. You know what I mean? Like straight up. It's oh no, little bear. Not at all. Not at all.
Time I look around, I'm surprised. I do not do criminal backgrounds on YouTubers. I don't do criminal backgrounds on people that I engage with in Twitter. I would spend my whole life doing that with all the engagement that I have. I don't do that. What I care about,
you shouldn't do that. And
I care about Sebastian Rogers.
Right.
I care about the fact that Dog and Nick put up $50,000 to try to help encourage someone to come forward with information about that. I care about that. I care that they have shined a renewed focus on Sebastian for a case that was languishing like Summer Wells. It's like I'm reliving Summer Wells again. If you look back 6 months after Summer Wells went missing to this point in time, right now with Sebastian Rogers, the same exact feel.
She is so right on that. The exact same feel, except it was different in a way. It's extraordinarily toxic. The Summer Wells cases. It was as toxic. However, the parents, they come from two different walks of life, right? You've got a family with money, and then you got a family that blows all of, he works, but he blows it all. He blows, mostly up his nose generally, but on their addictions. Now, with the, PFs, they they're a blended family, right? And so they don't have children together, and there's an outside factor. But as far as creators um going at one another, and there was pro Wells, and then there was not pro Wells, but the difference was the Wells would get on here with creators and get just trashed, just sloshed, drunk, whatever they did. The the Bauer Foots, they did it and they stopped and they didn't do anything. Now, neither one, they're both very mysterious cases, but then again, in my opinion, they're not mysterious at the same time. Neither one of them did any searching, right? Like, you didn't see any of them searching at all, like at all. So it's very confusing to see. It's probably, you don't see a lot of cases like this.
You got all sorts of crazy statements that are inconsistent that were made by the mother in this case.
Mhm.
You have a child that most likely did not just walk away
Listen,
and no one has seen them. Now, could they have walked away and somehow got picked up, or somebody coordinated them being taken? Or, in other words, parents don't always know. I know supposedly he didn't have Wi-Fi. I know supposedly he didn't have any way to connect, but did he connect at school? Was he using somebody else's phone? And he said, listen, I'm going to come out at 4:00 in the morning, Sunday night, and Monday morning before school, and let's get together. We don't know. We really don't know. But I can tell you this is criminal at this point. People who
listen,
don't understand this is criminal, I believe it to be criminal at this point.
this is someone 20, almost 3 decades in the FBI, still trains people to this day in arms and stuff like that. This is criminal. And like I have said before, number one, the FBI doesn't give rewards out for children or anyone who just walk out on their own self, by themselves. They don't do that. It's not the way it works. The FBI is for crime. If they are involved, you can guarantee it's criminal. Not they think it's criminal. Not that they think it's criminal. The FBI don't think anything. They know. Okay? So let's get that straight real quick. They know. They definitely know. Do you think it's a possibility that he wasn't even living there? No, I think he was living there. Just going back to the beginning with the dogs and no scent, just thinking. Now, Donna, see, there's a big misconception, and I've been trying to root this out, and even I didn't know for a while. Sebastian scent was inside the home, and it was in the backyard, and it was in like the sidewalk driveway area, which is where you would expect someone's scent to be. It was definitely there. It didn't lead to anywhere, right? It just did not lead. Like, you know, if a dog, you went missing and they came to your house, they're going to have your scent, your most recent scent. And if his scent was in the driveway and is obviously inside, then if he walked somewhere else, that means they would have traced that as well. Okay? If his scent is everywhere else, his scent's got to go with him wherever he goes, right? And if you walk, you're going to leave a scent. You can't help it. Well, that's the thing though, Jackie. Nobody vanishes. Nobody vanishes. We are not ghosts, right? We walk in front of a mirror and we see a reflection, right? We walk in front of a camera and we pick up on a camera, just like you see me, just like you see Jennifer here, right? Nobody vanishes. There is a physical element that has, if you don't remove yourself, which there is nothing to suggest that Sebastian removed himself. Quite the opposite, actually. Quite the opposite. There's nothing to suggest that this child walked off by himself. There is no scent. There is nothing on camera. And there is no article of clothing. And there is no one that has seen him at all. Those four things. Nothing. However, there is what you could deem as extraordinarily suspicious activity at 3:30 a.m. on February 26th, 2024. Yeah, Seth had nothing to do with this. Guarantee you. And I'm just wait to what Jennifer just says. Just wait to what Jennifer says. Right. So there is a physical automobile that goes up the street, goes to the cul-de-sac, turns around, goes back down. There is human beings that get out of a vehicle, goes to, it doesn't go to their next door neighbor's house closer over here, and it doesn't go to the one on the other side. It goes to their common area in their backyard. And then they come back, and then one goes back. Now, that's pretty common sense. Of course, common sense is not that common anymore for a lot of people. If someone goes back and doesn't come back out of that house, then that lets us know you know what, in my opinion.
I don't believe Sebastian Rogers, like Connor Jack Oswald, which I'd like to compare those cases, but their years were a couple years apart. You know, there's a big difference between 15 and 17. There is in every way. I've had 3 of them. It's very, very different. And no, do I think he's just out there making it on his own and you know, hanging out with homeless people? I don't think that. Someone caused his disappearance, and that person will hopefully someday be held, or people responsible.
Remember those. And tomorrow, we're going to be doing a live on those. What those mean. What those mean. I spoke to someone very early this morning who knows a lot about how the police and the FBI write these things. And I'm going to show you very distinct wording, and we're going to go into that because it says a lot. It says a lot.
Is that the Proudfoots? We don't know. They're not cleared. Seth isn't cleared either, although.
Listen.
And I'm probably not going to do it this live, but I have some very new, interesting information that all of you are going to want to hear about. I just have to, it's in document form. I need to get it out there, and I need to show it on the screen. But that'll probably be my live on Monday. I'll do it.
We're going to replay that. We're going to replay that for those in the back. The Proudfoots aren't cleared, she said. Neither is Seth. Although.
Do it on Monday. And that all of you, though they're not cleared. We don't know. They're not cleared. Seth isn't cleared either, although, and I'm probably not going to do it this live, but I have some very new, interesting information that all of you are going to want to hear about. I just have to, it's in document form. I need to get it out there, and I need to show it on the screen. But that'll probably be my live on Monday. I'll do it on Monday. Live from New York City. I'm going to be in New York City for a special shoot on a case, but
make sure you subscribe to Jennifer Coffindaffer. Hit the bell, hit all. You don't want to miss that live Monday. Yes, document form, which means she's got some receipts. Yes, link is in the description. I just dropped it again. She does, Elisa. She sure does. You know, she was there for absolutely. Absolutely. What did hold on. What did my cover sheet say tonight? Let me find it here. What did it say? And a police officer I was speaking to one time told me something this very similar, and that's why I put it up. Not being known doesn't stop the truth from being true. Do you get that? Not being known doesn't stop the truth from being true. A police officer told me one time, he said, Justin, sometimes we know. We absolutely know. We just don't have enough, or it hasn't came along yet till we can prove it. But listen to what Jennifer says. Remember, she has nearly 3 decades in the FBI. Guys, it is so important that you share Sebastian's flyer out. It is time for a new faces to see this through your social media platforms, yours. It is so important because that can change everything. It is time that we support those that are supporting they're trying to find their missing child, right? Support those who are trying to support finding their missing child, not the ones that are doing everything but. That's right, Nicole. That's right.
I just want to point out this is a criminal, in my opinion, from what I see. When I see the FBI come out with $50,000, I think I did this before. I'm going to go through it really quick. I'm the FBI agent, say, and I have opened a police cooperation case that we talked about before. Now I have my police cooperation case, so I can actually do things and justify it. I'm going to have a file review on it. My supervisor is going to keep track of everything I've done and I plan to do and that I'm doing. So it's a legitimate case, police cooperation case. Now I'm going into my, because I'm working closely with the sheriff's office and everybody, and
So a lot of people don't know this, but like the FBI, they have agents assigned to Sebastian's case. They are constantly working, doing whatever that they do, working with the local law enforcement getting, you know, warrants and whatever else they need. And every so often they meet with their boss. And their boss obviously wants them to produce. And so they got to work hard. They got to work hard for the victims and show that they're working hard. And it's a high bar. Yeah. Well, listen to what Jennifer says.
I'm now going to go to my supervisor and I'm going to say, I want 50 grand to try to offer as a reward. He's going to say, oh, yeah, right. I want to see why you think 50 grand is going to do anything. You need to justify this. I am next going to sit down. I'm going to write a novel. What would be some of the reasons that I could use to justify a $50,000 reward by the FBI? What? Well, some of the reasons are that they truly believe he was either abducted, taken by somebody, coordinated, or that he was murdered, and that multiple people know about what happened, and they are hoping the low-hanging fruit, somebody that knows or might have information, will come forward, and they are dangling that $50,000 carrot. I'm going to write all that up. I think now, I don't know because I'm not on that case, but that's the kind of information that my supervisor is going to want. I can't just, can you imagine if every missing person case we, could just get 50 grand for? It'd be nice, but we can't. It's got to be a case where we think it could legitimately result in actionable evidence, facts coming forward, people coming forward. So they've proven that. Because not only is it going to my supervisor, now it's going to my ASAC, now it's going to my SAC, and then my SAC is going to the program manager at headquarters. And I know because I was a program manager, supervisor at headquarters in the weapons of mass destruction.
A wop, bada bop, a wop, bam, boom. You know what that says, right? You know what that says, right? Survey says they have information. They have information. Survey says they have information. Survey says they have information. That is what it says. They have to convince, well, not convince. It's not about convincing, actually. They have to prove to their bosses that this reward, this person, that person, someone may know does, well, they got to have some sort of concrete. Show me one person that got a reward in full. That doesn't matter. I mean, it's there if they want it. Number one, but number two, that's not the point. The point is they've got information. They've got information. Right? A lot of times they'll put this money out there. Giving them time to come speak to them. It's like putting cheese out for a mouse, right? Or a dog bone for a dog, right? Give him time. Give him time to Think about this. We know. We know they know. We know they know. We know they know. But we're going to give it here. And if that doesn't work, well, yeah, I'm telling you, the heat is on, Sue. The heat is on. The tides are changing. The wind is right for sailing. It's moving along. This is a woman who has done it 30 years. She doesn't know this case, but she knows how they work. Just like I was tarred and feathered uh when someone said, "Oh, they didn't need um a warrant to get in that landfill in Kentucky." I showed that real quick. I showed you they had 2 warrants for that, by the way. Like I have said all along, they don't go to a landfill for a child that walks in there by themselves, especially in a different state. So,
FBI, open up!
mother chicken.
FBI, open up!
Listen to that again.
Going to want. I'm going to write all that up. Well, some of the reasons are that they truly believe he was either abducted, taken by somebody, coordinated.
And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, it won't be Seth. It won't be Seth. It won't be Seth. And I have told you guys, you're on the right side of history on this one. You're on the right side of history. You are on the right side of history. You absolutely are. And some people has changed because of what? For what? No, I don't think that they're going to clear Seth. But I mean, like I've always said, like I know that Seth was there all night. Right? He was there all night. Never slept in his car, never was gone 2, 3, whatever many hours. None of that. Like other people's has insinuated, lied about this poor man when he was at work, when his child was taken. There's a lot of new interest. A lot of new interest. And all I'll say is yeah, it's not something Seth that's his only son, and he had no reason to, number one, right? No reason to. Thank you so much, Vicky. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Volume up a little loud. Thank you, Black Skies. Did I say thank you earlier? If I didn't, thank you. Appreciate you. Patricia, thank you so much, my friend. That's good. I'm not going to be talking with you. I was about to give up. Keep the faith, sister. Keep the faith. It doesn't mean we're even halfway out of it, but I assure you that they have more. They have more. And let me thank Ginger Girl real quick. Thank you, Ginger Girl, for 1 month. Really appreciate the idea. I think it's been longer than a month, but I think YouTube got that fixed right. Thank you so much, my dear. But I will say that yeah. FBI does not offer rewards like this all the time unless they have something. You are hearing it from someone who was in the FBI nearly 30 years, who still, trains and for like her, I think it's weapons or something like that. You hear it from all kinds of professionals on here on YouTube. Don't listen. Please don't listen to these people that just spew complete garbage about a dad who was at work. Don't care if you like him. Don't really care. Never asked you to like him. Never asked you to like Grizz or Gady. Anybody. But the man has the best rock solid alibi that you can get, other than being in surgery, in the hospital, or deceased.
Or that he was murdered and that multiple people know about what happened, and they are hoping the low-hanging fruit, somebody that knows or might have information, will come forward, and they are dangling that $50,000 carrot. I'm going to write all that up. I think now, I don't know because I'm not on that case, but that's the kind of information that my supervisor is going to want. I can't just, can you imagine if every missing person case we, could just get 50 grand for it? It'd be nice, but we can't. It's got to be a case where we think it could legitimately result in actionable evidence, facts coming forward, people coming forward. So they've proven that, because not only is it going to my supervisor, now it's going to my ASAC, now it's going to my SAC, and then my SAC is going, not only is it going to my supervisor, coming forward, people coming forward.
What did she say?
So they've proven that, because
They've
not
what?
only is it going to my facts coming forward, people coming forward. So they've proven that.
They've
because
what?
not only evidence, facts coming forward, people coming forward. So they've proven that,
Gotcha.
Because not only is it going to my
Jennifer.
supervisor, now it's going to my ASAC, now it's going to my SAC, and then my SAC is going to the program manager at headquarters. And I know because I was a program manager, supervisor at headquarters in the weapons of mass destruction. So when you have these huge dollar amounts that you need approval for whatever it's for, you got to get up the chain, clear to headquarters approval. So that's why that happened. I want to read to you a text I got today. Ready for this? 1 minute, I'm looking, it's important. Okay, here we go. You ready? I have received death threats,
Listen,
rape threats, and honestly, we think, oh, I better not say this part. I'm going to skip this part. But we think so-and-so is trying to scare us away. This situation is insane. Oh, this is some, I better go on. Basically, this person is saying it's the worst situation they have stepped into, that they've never seen this amount of hate and of distractions on a missing persons case. It's a huge, I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm reading the exact text I got from the Cajun Navy guy and from Uvalde and from others who have worked this case. What is going on? Why is this little boy? Why
Edgar.
are people making death threats, rape threats? Who threatens rape? What is happening? What is happening?
Listen.
That whether you be a YouTuber or
Listen.
you're a private investigator, what is happening that no one is welcome to look for Sebastian Rogers? What is going on?
What is happening? What is happening whenever a person goes out and looks for a child? They drive for hours. Volunteering, groups, right? Tacking up flyers for a child that is missing. And someone wants to shut that up? What kind of world is this? It seems like people's egos and the hatred for either Seth or the Proudfoots is so back and forth that it's not even it's like they would rather not find Sebastian. It feels like at times it's not even about Sebastian, because it is lives upon lives about saying baseless things. Just baseless. Right. It's beyond. And, the Foots said in the beginning, some people might not like us, whatever. But we still love you. Well, that doesn't sound like that, does it now? Sure doesn't sound like that now. At all. Now it seems like they spend more time doing anything but looking, advocating. There is nobody that can advocate for Sebastian better than Katie and Seth. I wouldn't care if I despised my ex to the second power, right? You created a child with them. That bond is always there. You can never break the bond. Once you create a child with someone, it can never be broken. It is forevermore. No matter how many times they've pissed you off, no matter what they've done, you won't even talk to the father. Why? That sends off alarm bells for me. Major alarm bells. I personally think, my opinion, that nobody knows you better than someone you've lived with and been intimate with, created a child with, or tried creating a child with, right? Nobody knows you better. And I think a foot is in the way between Katie and Seth. My opinion. Because that is a vulnerability. She couldn't look at him. Them two just being in the same room together, not with a foot or a sock in the way. Without breaking. And so, can't do it. Can't do it.
There. Anyway, I think as a community, and I'm just going to ask this of each of you. No matter what you have, and I had the greatest intern. She's so great. I had one from IU and then one from Michigan, University of Michigan, and I'm going to be advertising soon for another intern. But they ran, my TikTok and my Instagram. I don't
Yep.
have anything to do with those. Obviously, I'm very involved in the Twitter community. Whatever platform you have, whether you are a TikToker, whether you're an Instagrammer, whether you're a Facebooker, please today just put Sebastian Rogers' picture. Or maybe I have this great one that has his picture that my editor did that's amazing, and when he went missing, where he went missing from, how old he is, just the particulars, but it's not sloppy. It's beautiful graphic. I'll post it on Twitter right after this. Post on him.
I'll be honest with you. I can't imagine. I really can't imagine being in Seth's shoes. Not only missing a child, but the person you created a child with or have a child with is not speaking to you while they're missing. Because I would have probably gone to my ex's house and been like Mortal Kombat, get over here. Right? What's that guy on Mortal Kombat? Get over here. That would have been me. Mm-hmm. I mean, what would you do to your ex if they weren't like, what would you like? It's incomprehensible that a mother who says the child walked out on her watch. And the child disappears on the same date 8 years after the divorce was finalized. Yeah, that too. That too. That too. What's that? January 19, 2025. What would you do? And that's right, hey Jude. He's right. He's right. If I knew I didn't have anything to do with your child's disappearance, I would want to make them proud. Right? Whether they're alive or otherwise. I would want them to know dad, mom is doing everything humanly possible to find you, son. Not no comment. No comment. Kicking news stations off your yard literally from week 1. Justin, do you think Katie should have used the opportunity to plead for her child after the court case? I think she should use the opportunity that is given to her anytime she can get in front of a camera with an audience to plead for her child. I don't think it should take 10 days before it hits mainstream media, 7 days, which is the day that they started drawing back, by the way, and said that they were looking more at the investigative approach, is the day they did their first interview, and that was on YouTube. Not big media, right? Very, a small little channel like mine. So it's a little small. It's smaller than mine, but why weren't you on local media? The media has in print, and they have said, we have reached out several times to these parents, and they say no comment, or they're not ready to plead, I guess. It's like, you're not ready, right? But remember, sometimes silence is an answer. Right? Sometimes silence is an answer. Sometimes going away 3.5 hours to sit in a 10 by 15 metal box all day is an answer. Sometimes doing nothing is an answer. A lot of times it's an answer.
Let's get his face and his name out there.
Share that flyer.
Let's do what we can as a community to try to help find this young man
Wave
and what
on
happened. He
for
didn't
Sebastian.
disappear. He didn't evaporate. Aliens didn't come get him. No way. Something happened to that little boy.
Carmen, I agree.
Something happened to him. The Bureau thinks it's criminal. That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
But guidance, how do you give up? How do you give up on your child? Especially if you don't know the answer. How do you give up on a child that you say, you had a great weekend with, and he went and played with his room, and he came out and said, "Good night, mommy. I love you. I love you, puppies." And then you go to bed, and then you wake up and he's not seen again. Let me tell you something. If you love someone or something, you will work for it, right? And you will fight like hell to keep it, right? And if it is lost, you will fight like hell to find it. right? Most of us have looked for our car keys more than what we have seen otherwise. At a Harley Davidson shop and a bike riding shop, days after their son goes missing, we went to that shop. They said they hung up flyers. There was never any flyers hung up there. We asked them about it, and they knew nothing about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Mm-hmm. That's right. What did Jennifer say? Where's Jennifer at? Thank you, Brenda, for 3 months, my dear. Really do appreciate your continued support. In my opinion, the more I watch about this, KP is the mastermind behind this, and CP is not keeping her from talking. She is smart enough not to talk. I mean, you could be right. You could be right. I mean, it definitely could be own personal gain, right? Her own personal gain.
And we need to help find that little boy, because it seems like everybody else is getting roadblocks. So let's see what we can do as a community to use every platform we can to flood his picture, to let everyone know there's $100,000 reward. And no matter what you think of Dog, no matter what you think of Nick, no matter what you think of the other people that have been involved with this case and bringing exposure, please use your platforms to get Sebastian's case out there, and understand that at least Nick and Dog combine their resources to offer $50,000. So now there's $100,000 reward out there. Let's make it about Sebastian again, please. Please, let's make it about Sebastian. People know what happened to him. Somebody is responsible for him not being seen anymore. And it's going to take a whole community, a whole nation, certainly the state of Tennessee, to try to help find him. Please help him not become another Summer Wells. I think it's very positive that the FBI put out this $50,000, because it tells me they think that the people responsible for why he is missing, that there's hope. You didn't see them do it in Summer Wells. Didn't see him do it in Michael Vaughn.
I'm going to tell you guys something that a source told me today.
You saw it here.
In
Not
a
on
minute.
Harmony Montgomery. We're seeing it here. I think there's leads. Please get his face and his name out there. Sebastian needs us. All right, everyone. I've spoken way too long. I like to keep my lives at 30 minutes. 30 to 45. I'm so sorry it takes so long. I wanted to consolidate this all into one. I thank you more than you can know for being here. Those who are channel members, I thank you so very much. I really appreciate everybody. And I can't wait to read all the chat. Somehow my chat doesn't go over to when it converts. So I apologize that I'm just going to try to get on here once I get off and read everything I can read that's here. But thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are all amazing. Let's be Sebastian's army. Fight for Delphi, fight for that to just be treated fairly. Just be treated fairly, because if he can't be treated fairly, how can any of us, if we're in a situation like that, be treated fairly? Imagine being accused of something and get thrown, not something, accused of murder and get thrown.
All right. Guys, again, please make sure you go subscribe to Jennifer Coffindaffer. I will be there Monday with bells on. You can become a member of her channel. Please do that as well. I'm sure she would appreciate that. So I learned today from a source that, and this is someone that knows Edgar, shall we say. And you know who I mean by Edgar. We knew, well, we didn't, we had, I gotta rewind it back. Scratch that. We allegedly knew that they were on the rocks. Yes, Edgar. Let me show you. Edgar. CP. We knew that it was on the rocks, but it was allegedly so bad. Let me read my messages here. That, and this was Edgar, who was the one, allegedly, the one wanting, who was going to file for divorce. And was going to start allegedly liquidating assets. I believe absolutely that there is more to that video of that night than we know. We know that there's more, but I mean, there's another video. I believe they have a very good indication on who this individual or individuals, those that may be tied to this. Absolutely. True sleuth. Oh my God, honey. You are just honestly too good to me. Thank you so much. Good Lord. Thank you, True Sleuth. My sister. In my opinion, those responsible did not anticipate the attention Sebastian would receive. Yes. I think they expected his disappearance to become old news quickly. So they thought they could wait it out. In my opinion, they were not prepared for FBI, Nick, Dog, YouTubers like you, Justin, to stay on it. Thank you so much, True Sleep. You are incredibly generous and generous with your time listening to me all the time behind the scenes. And I appreciate you so much. So much, my dear. Um, guys, hang on. We are on the right side of history. It is not too late for people to fix things that they have done, said, but the truth is coming. We are only going to make this movement bigger. When we say Sebastian's army, it is, yes, Cindy, yes, they sure are. And how we make that movement bigger is you posting Sebastian's flyer and asking 10 people, 10 people to share that flyer out minimum. This has to get into more people's hands. And the thing is, it not only does it bring more people, because you can do more on social media in literally seconds than you can do than I passed out 1,000 flyers in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg this spring of Sebastian. I can, and trust me, I worked my ass off doing that, but you can do that in seconds in the palm of your hand, right? Doesn't mean the flyers don't need to be hung out. Doesn't mean the signs don't need to be hung out or whatever. Yes, share it and ask 10 people to share it. Yes, to 10 people. Yes. Promise you, you will be blessed for it, just for the simple fact of letting more people know. Because not only does it make more people see it, but it gains interest in this case. And interest in this case makes pressure in this case, right? It gets people like Dog the Bounty Hunter in it. It also makes the it also even, makes local law enforcement have more pressure, right? All law enforcement that is working this case have more pressure, and things get done. Things get done, right? And you know, um, things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. This is not going to be another Summer Wells. I think whoever or whomevers did this, it was very thought out. I believe law enforcement is having to really work this. I really do believe that. I believe they are having to work their asses off on this, to be quite honest with you, rather. RT, thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate it. Miley Cyrus, younger brother, serves one person in case. That's alpha. Bullshit. Yes, yes, yes. But we need it to go further, 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 further. Right? There is still so many people who have no idea who Sebastian is. Right? But you're right. We've got even celebrities on this now. Right? This little boy, 15, he's still a little boy, who just wanted friends. Right? It's very sad. Be a friend to somebody if they need a friend. Always be a friend to somebody. Even if you don't even quite understand them. Listen to them. Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Justin, in my opinion, SR is alive. It would be easy to recruit help to rehome a child, but in my opinion, impossible to have others involved to unalive someone. Love you. Joe, I pray more than anything that you are right, that Sebastian is alive. I personally don't think so. But I don't know any more than anyone else does. I'm just telling you how I feel. And I feel like this is something happened that could some accident. And what I mean by accident is, for instance, if you um a person was prescribed medication, but the parent gave them too much medication, right? That would implicate you you can get in trouble for that. Just to put it bluntly, you can get in trouble for that, right? Someone who, for instance, I don't think anybody should uh, whip a child. I know some of us were raised differently. I was whipped when I was a kid. I think it's a horrible thing to do. It doesn't solve anything, in my opinion. And I don't understand why it's even legal to hit a child, to be honest with you. You can't hit your husband, you can't hit your wife, but you can hit a kid. It doesn't make sense to me. And when I say hit, I mean spank, obviously, not hit. But whenever, you know, for instance, if someone, got mad and smacked their child, right, across their face, right, or pushed them, well, you didn't mean to unalive them, but let's say they slipped or they tripped or they fell on the floor and they hit their head on something. People fall down the stairs all the time and die. I mean, look at the sheriff, right, of the county that we're speaking about. That is something that you didn't mean to unalive them, but you did just that by your actions. That is what, when you say because if it's an accident, like them falling on their own and breaking their arm. Kids break bones all the time, right? This is what I'm gonna tell you, Verona. Why you cover it up. This is what I'll tell you. If a child breaks their arm, you take them to the emergency room. You take them to the emergency room. You're not going to get in trouble for that, right? You're not going to get in trouble for that. But you give a child too much medicine because you don't think, for whatever reason, you need them to, she feels like she needs a rest or something. I don't know. Like a thud. Yes. Well, you give that child too much medicine. You are the culprit of that. You're the adult. And that's where the crime comes in. People call when it's an accident that is a legitimate accident. But if it's something like an overdose where you could get in trouble, or, you hurt them in some way, that's the difference. And that's why, well, yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of, in my opinion, what happened in the Summer Wells case. I think there was a lot of negligence in that home. And they had countless CPS cases, and they had not only Candace had 3 other kids taken away. Now she's had 7 children taken away. Right. Well, I mean, this is the thing. I would agree, but it was premeditated. But if it was premeditated. They removed floodlights, cameras in advance, and possibly jammed neighborhood cameras that weren't hardwired. Too many things for that to be, I think you mean accident. So I understand that there is something that looks like a floodlight that had been removed, right? Um, it may have, it may not have, it may have been removed after the fact, right? You don't want someone see, you work out there, which the camera sees straight through the dark anyways. So floodlights don't mean a damn thing. I hate to tell you, if you got a Ring doorbell or an outdoor camera that has, it can see straight through the dark. It doesn't need a light. It doesn't work like that. Um, Cameras in advance, there was they and I don't believe that there was any big outdoor cameras removed. Um, Maybe it could have been, some like a Ring doorbell or something like that. I do believe inside, in my opinion, but that can be easily done very quickly. And jammed, the only thing that I can confirm is that the video that we see with the flashlights in the car is the time was off. It was not jammed, if you will. Jammed messes up the reception. Messes up the reception. It would stop recording. It it messes up the Wi-Fi, right? And so I think it makes good content, right? Uh and it makes it an interesting conversation. But there is nothing to prove that anything was jammed. And that's just the truth. I have not been able to confirm that anyone else's doorbells have been fried. Um, Jam cameras do a bloop. Well, it can't record if it doesn't have Wi-Fi, and it recorded, right? Now, I will say that these people, especially one of them works in, would know how, if anyone would know how, it would have been possibly one of them. And that's right, just Jen. It was hardwired. That camera is hardwired. You can't jam a hardwired camera. Doesn't happen. Only the Wi-Fi. Ring doorbells and then the Wi-Fi cordless ones, if you will. I believe absolutely, in my opinion, there were cameras inside. Outside, I have no idea. No, C. Taylor. That camera there on the corner, it is a hardwired camera. And hardwired cameras cannot be jammed. what a jammer does, it scrambles the Wi-Fi, and so it doesn't pick up the data to record, to transmit those images to your cloud or your DVR. Right. I think this is my opinion. I think this was, in my opinion, they were fighting like cats and dogs. It was time for Mr. Foot to move on. Right. And I believe that Mr. Edgar said, I'm done. I'm out. I can't take it anymore. This, he is, I think he wanted Sebastian to be militant. And I just think he had at times, just a putrid for Sebastian, just didn't like him, got under his skin. And I think Mr. Foot just said done in this theory that we're talking about. Just a theory. This is not a fact. I want to make that very clear.
Something that
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to play that. Remember, he filed for full custody last September and wanted Sebastian gone from his home. Yes. Seriously, let me check. Small Bay Area earthquake shakes San Jose Friday afternoon. It's a 3.4. And I believe it was an ultimatum. Yeah, fake news. Hold on one second. Where the hell is it?
you are fake news. You are fake news.
And I think Mrs. Foot didn't know what to do. And I think she had some internal struggle. And I think it was a good weekend. And something, I believe, God, it's hard to say. I think she took him out to eat and went home. And I would like to know, did anyone ever count his medication? And I think she chose. Mm-hmm. Yep. The more I speak to people and the more I learn. Oh, there was so much going on. December is a stressful month, right? It's Christmas. It's Sebastian's birthday, right? CPS was called then. CPS was called again in the end of January. And I think when they came, I think they made someone leave. And I believe that was the final straw. Final straw. And then I think it was, you got to realize Mrs. Foot came from a rough childhood. Hmm. Hmm. And I think it was, we're done. Get your stuff. You've made your decision. Can't do it anymore. Yeah, that's right. She would be clinging to any security. She would. And, when you're allegedly talking about making your assets liquid, and remember how we say, why you guys hear me say this all the time. Why can't you talk about when you were home? Right? Because it's one of two reasons. It's one of two reasons. And you heard it first here, but I was the one that said CPS. CPS. But I also think they could have just been fighting. But I think if the CPS was there the 5th, because listen, what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys months ago? Months ago. Why did two phones get disconnected on the 6th? What do people do when they split up? What do? They disconnect the phones. I got to check about that landline again, Mohawk, because I may have been looking at, I noticed something that the landline, I may have been looking at it wrong, but I'll go back and look at that. But what? Months ago, yes. I'm the only person that's came out with that. Actually, I showed you guys where it was. I actually showed you guys. Right. What do you do when you split up or shit's getting real? You throw someone off your plan, you disconnect their shit, you start new, right? Hey, Britt. Oh, Brittany, I said this months ago. There was 2 cell phones disconnected on March 6th. I think it was March 6th. Sorry, February. February 4th or February 6th, I can't remember. 2024. And they were, we know that they were allegedly, well, we don't know, but it has allegedly been told for months. Yes, Brittany. Yes. You got to watch more, girl. You got to watch more. Hanning. um, he always does. He always does. Always does. He did with Katie too. Well, they all have VoIP lines, every single one of them. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I just get different reports than what most people get. Um, yeah, we do, Brittany. Hmm. Is that why they have Life 360? That's a good question. I didn't know they had it, but he says they have Life 360, all of them. So that would be a thing that would shut me up in 2 seconds. Well, it wouldn't shut me up in 2 seconds, but it would shut a lot of me up in 2 seconds, right? Like that would shut everybody up more. I can't remember now, but what day did the neighbor see Sebastian getting the mail? I think it was the night was it the night before or the weekend before? 30 years ago when I worked fraud for one public utility, we shared info back and forth between us and other utilities. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. It depends. If you have Life 360, I think it would tell us a lot. Um, if it was looked into a little further. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised, Little Bear, that he said that, but that was his words. I was like, "Oh, you all got Life 360. Oh, that's interesting. I know you all have VoIP numbers." Um, yeah, we need a chicken party. But yeah, it's craziness. It's craziness. My Life 360 said my husband was still at the boot shop when he was pulling in the driveway. We don't live in the sticks either. Sometimes, like, if I look like where my cars are, like if my husband's out or whatever, and like I look on the app, it'll look stuck for a minute, and then sometimes I have to reset the app and it'll pop back on. Um, did Sebastian take liquid meds? I don't know. But I will say, um, I don't think that, I don't know. I think something is really bad happened. Really bad. And I think it was really bad in that house. And I think Edgar is the most toxic. The most toxic person that anyone could ever. Oh, I need to take this thing off. Sorry, Jennifer. Could ever live with. Happy Halloween. I really do. Give me sugar water in a crystal clear glass. Sugar water in a crystal clear glass. It's Friday the 13th. I know. All right, guys. I love you all. It is 9:51. Brittany, are you going live? She's probably already gone. 5 yes. He's like toxic sludge, Debbie. And to be honest with you, I think everyone around Crystal Clear, is either scared of him or just put up with him just so he'll shut up. If something ever happens and if there is foul play, I will get that video of the person he was awful with that he has no idea. And he looks like Satan. Terrifying. Thank you, Sam. That's right. That's right. Listen, I know that, Witchy, let me tell you something. I have done foster care. And let me tell you something. I have seen some real pieces of work. And these babies love their mom and dad, right? Or their grandma or whatever. They love them. And we need to always not only, we need to be the parent, the husband, the wife that our kids need us to be, our husband needs us to be, our wife needs us to be, right? We got to match that. We got to match that. It's not easy. Some days it's really hard. But and some of these babies, they just love their parents so much. And these parents, for whatever reason, whether it's addiction, whether it's um mainly addiction a lot of times, to be honest with you, um or just don't want to, they don't give back to their kids or to their family what the kids give back to them, right? Because they love their parents. They love their parents. That's all they know. Chopper, it's your birthday. Whose else birthday is it? Yes, Tori. Bless you, honey. Any other birthdays? That was my nickname. You don't ever hear Chopper. That was one of my nicknames as a kid. Children's love is, I always think it's like the closest thing to God's love, because it's unconditional. It's without any stipulations, right? Any other birthdays? Speak now. Sammy, your granddaughter? Chopper and Sammy. Are you I don't know why it was called Chopper. I don't know. my nickname also. I had a few nicknames as a kid. Chopper, J Bird, and J1. My nickname was Chappie growing up. Chappie? I dated a guy named Chap before, but I've never heard of Chappie. Okay. Thank you, Bet. Appreciate it. All right, let's sing, shall we? This is my rendition of Happy Birthday, Mr. President, that the late, great Marilyn Monroe sang to the late, great JFK. If I do the happy birthday with the Maryland skirt when it blows up, it costs extra. So just let you know that. Just letting you know. All right. Chopper and Sammy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chopper and Sammy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chopper and Sammy. Friday the 13th. Happy birthday. My sins. Where is it? Yep. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining me. I will be live tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be doing probably 2 lives. Make sure you are subbed up to my. I have 3 channels, but 2 I'm just active on right now. I'll be active. I just need to do my paperwork for my big channel that I used to be on. That's called Justin for All. But the 2 that I'm active on right now is Clutch Them Pearls, which is the one you're on now, and Hey Sweet Tea, HEYSWEETTEA. Hey Sweet Tea, TEA. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Justice for Sebastian. It's coming. You're on the right side of history. Thank you all. Mods, members, donors, chat, anyone who watched today or spoke in the chat, thank you. You could have chosen to be anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll be doing another show at about 7 p.m. Eastern. First one will be on Hey Sweet Tea, then I'll be on this one, Clutch Them Pearls. Good night, everyone. Love you.